Today we're making new friends. We're building a community. And we're still doing all the things we love. We're getting the most out of every day. One day we'll rest, but not today.
Good morning and welcome to the 71st Summerset National Indoor Bowls Championships. Today we are watching the last 32 match-up in the Masters Triples in their first round of post section. I'm Alex Reid and I'm joined in commentary today by Simon Poppleton, who's got the names of the teams for us.
Good morning, Alex, and today we have the team of Maryland's team from North Taranaki of the Bruntons, Andrew and his wife Yvonne with his brother David, and they were playing from the Hopi Club in Bay Plenty, Gary Hunt, Glennis Guest and Marge Tare.
Yes, it should be a good match-up between these two teams. They've got lots of titles between all six. Andrew Brunton, who's skipping the Brunton team, has 2 or 3 Masters national titles already, I believe, and Gary Hunt's a well-known bowler from the Wakatani area, been playing for a number of years. Participated in the Open Singles and went a couple of rounds there, I think, earlier on in the week.
Very well accomplished singles player is Gary. He actually, interesting too with Gary, he has changed from a right-handed bowler to a left-handed bowler.
Has he?
He has indeed. Previously, a few years ago now, I believe he wasn't happy with the way he was playing with his right hand, so he changed to his left hand, and he's going pretty well.
That's amazing. That's very interesting, Simon. There's a few we've seen like that, but usually it's a forced change, isn't it, from right to left as opposed to a voluntary one?
Yes, with the young fellow that I played bowls with, Darren Bell, he had unfortunately had an accident at his work, and he had changed from his right hand to his left hand because his right hand got a bit mangled, so to speak. So as they change over, it's 2 to the Tare Guest Hunt team. Here's Gary about to face first bowl now. So this is the downhill way.
Yep, we've seen that on where this television mat is, that this is the downhill way by some margin as he pulls up short. But on all the games, all the matches we've seen, there is that noticeable difference, and it would be interesting to watch the leads on that upper way on the next end to see how they go. Often the jack is being thrown sort of halfway with the first time they come up in that direction.
Andrew's going to not quite sneak past his first one, so he's shunted that other ball up for another shot for Gary. So Gary again on his forehand, if he's looking to circumnavigate that front blue. Bit of a tricky first end for Andrew here.
Yeah, Gary wants to make sure he has a good line here. No, well, not the end of the world. He hasn't made it worse.
Up in not the worst home, really. So Gary can be happy with the first end and know that he shouldn't be dropping too many on this occasion. Yeah,
his first ends go. That's pretty good for Orange. You're thinking worst case scenario, drop a 1 here, and it's easy to not drop a 1 because that last blue of Andrew Brunton's, unfortunately, if he has perfect draw weight, which is what he's going to be trying to do, drawing around that, he probably won't hit it up far enough to be the shot.
Yes, it's going to be hard to say just round the front one and bend enough. Not sure he likes it too much, is he? He's just nudging.
No, he's shaking his head there. Fell short on the downhill.
So that should be after 1 end. That should be 3 to the Bay Plenty team. So Glennis Guest delivering the jack, and it's quite a long jack out.
On the uphill, yeah, that's interesting. We haven't seen that much. And her first ball on her backhand, which is the nicest swinging one of the. No, it's not. It's a straighter hand to be fair.
That's pretty good. Pretty good opener from Glennis. That we've seen a lot of A lot of bowls going in the upper low for the first time. Quite a bit short. This is Yvonne Brunton with their first bowl. That's pretty good.
Yeah, very good shot there.
Nice shot there.
The lead's not phased by the uphill direction at all, Simon.
Not at all.
Switching to the forehand now from Glenys.
Glenys, wife of Paul Guest. Another very well established and credential bowler from the Bay of Plenty.
Good shot there. And Andrew Brunton calling on the forehand again, just an extra foot away. That'll be a good start. Be interesting to see how many bowls we get past the head on this end. Just falling a bit shy. That's so easy to do in this direction, Simon.
So easy.
Marge Tari here on her forehand, mother of Joe Tari, who won the national singles as a 17-year-old, I believe.
Youngest ever.
And the biggest ever field as well. I think we had just about 3,000 singles entries that year. And it might have been a Tauranga Nationals as well, I think. At some point in the early 80s, maybe. Seen some bowlers fall short now on this uphill way. We were tricked in the false sense of security by the...
In fact, it was 1987 that Joseph won his singles in Rotorua.
And not quite the 3,000.
It was 2,350, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not a bad entry.
Rod Fleming's singles win in Tauranga was the most. I think that was 3,000 participants in that, which is just amazing when you think about what the numbers we're getting today.
Oh, it's a staggering number.
It's a staggering number. 3,050 in 1977 in Tauranga. That's just amazing.
Yes. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's staggering. And I think, like all sport, you can't reach that level of community participation now. There's more stuff to do.
Yes.
More stuff to do for people. So we're grateful to still have competitions.
We are indeed.
Those halcyon days, 3,000 in the singles is just a staggering amount. Gary on his backhand here. No back bowls for either team. It's not ideal in a game of dribbles. Game of dribbles, it's quite nice. It's quite a rakey game, isn't it, Simon?
It
so
is.
if you get bowls past their head, they're never not used in a game of dribbles because often the jack is moved back.
Never wasted those ones. So
Andrew.
Andrew's sitting all right, actually. So he's got. He would be comfortable thinking he should be scoring this end. He might be a little bit wide, but coming back in.
Oh, it's the first bowl we've seen past the head on this end.
So Gary's really got not much on here.
Nothing, and there's nothing to hit really. He could, if he had a big drive, which he doesn't, he could try the orange that you can see sitting at 10 or 11 o'clock. But even that is probably peeling away. You'd probably still drop a one. So Gary's like, I'm one down. I'll just try and draw another second or third shot.
Yes. So he's on his forehand. I suppose he's trying to minimise ways for Andrew to get in so he can not drop any more than one.
So we see it make its way down the mat. Pretty good track there from Gary Hunt. That's a good shot. Very good bowl. I think that's as good as he could have done in this situation.
Think so. And I think Andrew might be saying, I don't think I'll be playing this bowl. I would have thought. I mean, he can play a bit of a risky sit his third shot blue down 2 rolls, but if he's slightly wide and sits the blue onto the blue,
it's not a happy day.
The jack, so.
Just be talking to other Brunton about what he's got a nod of the head there.
Yes.
So I think we'll see this bowl thrown away, or he could look to use it. I tend not to throw away bowls anymore, Simon.
It away.
I sort of look to draw to the short tee,
yes.
or just I'd try to use it
practice,
now.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
just play a practice bowl. You see it quite a lot. I used to throw bowls away, but someone said something to me at some point in the last couple of years. I thought, that actually makes sense. Try and make use of your bowl. Just draw anything.
So Andrew Brunton, he won the Masters singles in 2016. 19. Don't think we playing the Masters for that long.
2016.
Andrew won the singles.
Oh, what a great start there from his lead. And we see Guest on the backhand, on the downhill, big swing. Finished in an okay spot. This is good. This is almost better already, this end of bowls.
They're adjusting to the mat, aren't they, Alex? They have a couple of ends that way. This is the second end this way, so we're not doing the scoreboard obviously on the over there.
No, they're not. It's a bit. To be fair, it's a bit early in the morning, Simon.
It is, you reckon?
It's not quite 9 o'clock, which is when people should be waking up.
Sure.
In my humble opinion.
Some people have done a couple of hours already.
So we haven't got a score volunteer yet. If you are tuning in, we are going to be here all day just to give a quick explanation of what's going to happen. What a good shot that was, by the way. Great second shot there. We'll be streaming all day like we did for the Peers post section, Simon. We'll be sitting sort of roughly in these seats, maybe with different commentators, but the seats will be here all day. 7 games of bowls, and we're going to alternate between the Masters and the Open grades as we go down, and it'll be last 32, 16, 8, and then we're going to do a semi-final of the Open triples, and then there'll be the staggered finals of the Masters triples and the Open triples. So we've got a full day of streaming coming up, which is an exciting time, and we're looking forward to bringing that to you. Marge Tari, good shot there on her backhand. That jack shot out more than you'd think. So we're seeing the head reset there by Marge. Very good bowl. Other Brunton on the.
Oh, is he going to hang on?
Oh, that was nearly very impressive. Shaking his head a little bit there. He was a bit unlucky, really. He took a lovely line.
Lovely line. Sometimes when you're going down the edge of the mat, the mat can crumple up a little bit, which does allow the bowl to.
Yeah, there's two ways to get your bowl to hold, isn't there, Simon? When you're looking to draw to a jack in that situation, you can put a wobble on it, or you can literally look to ride the edge of the mat, because it will hold up as it rides. But I tend to go the wobble approach, because invariably I end up just chucking my bowl off the side of the mat if I try and ride the wrinkles.
Well, I tend to wobble mine anyway. So.
Good system. So we see that shot there of the stadium on the crossover. Lovely camera angle. You can see the broadcast mat is nicely in front of the grandstand, and the rest of the mats are set behind. Not so many people playing because this is post section, and there's a few buys as well running through the draw. Andrew Brunton, that is a screamer of a bowl.
Good.
Great shot.
Gary will be probably looking to come his. Is he coming? No. I would probably come his best coming his backhand.
Yep.
He's got chances on his own oranges, just to sort of just to wait, just to up and over 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, that's what we'll see on his backhand. Let it go. Watching this one come up the mat.
No, he's just really
he needs it to hold.
It's pretty good though. He's going to hang on.
Good shot there from Gary Hunt. Andrew Brunton will be feeling pretty confident though. He played his first bowl really well. Do the same thing again. You might even collect the jack on your way through.
The jack, yep.
See him set himself up on his backhand here.
Looks narrow in his first one.
I would say that one is not as good as his first bowl.
It's well,
he's accidentally tightened the line up there for Gary. So we're going to see Gary probably have to change hands. Sometimes that happens. It's a happy accident when you play a bad bowl and are able to change the head somehow.
So tricky to know who's got the shot there.
He's playing this with confidence.
This will change it. It'll be definitely one blue now.
It's one blue now, yeah. I think it probably was a blue before. He's given that a good chance. So we see a blue there to Brunton, and Brunton for them to trail 2-3 now after 3 ends of the 10 that they'll be playing. 45-minute time limit. So we see, we should see most ends gotten in, I think, unless there's an umpire called or something complicated. Uphill way this way, guys.
They don't tend to seem to be too slow in their play, or
no, they're not mucking around. Remember last time, this was the first time the players had played uphill, we didn't get a bowl past the head until the second bowl of the skip. They'll know that happened, and they'll be looking to remedy that in this situation. On the backhand here.
Again, not quite reaching over.
Good try. So we'll see this blue make a pretty big correction. And you think to yourself as a lead when you fall 2 or 3 feet short, even if I finish in the centre of the square now, I'm okay. And if you fall short on the centre of the square weight, you're off to end up on the jack.
On the jack, exactly. It's a better bowl too here from Yvonne.
Very, very good shot.
Andrew's happy with that. The Glen is still on their back end. Looking to just go through that little port there with the blue and the orange are.
So we see it. How's it going? Just a little bit bogged. Two pretty good bowls though. It's been a relatively even match, I think, between these two teams so far, Simon. Andrew just indicating to his brother that he wants him on his back end, reaching those oranges. How's his weight? It's uphill here.
Just going to reach the
Great try.
That's it.
It is. It can be so frustrating as a player when you get on one of these mats that just has 2 or 3 feet less finish than you expect it to, because the bowls are feeling fine out of your hand. Marge on her backhand as well. Lovely bowler. Plays top 16 reps still for Bay of Plenty, the Bay of Plenty centre.
Good shot, Marge.
Yeah, it's a good bowl, but what we'll see, I think we'll see a big rake happening here, Simon. You've got
nothing loose here.
2 oranges to rest on. You've got all the position at the back. You may as well just, yeah. Good call here.
A little wide, maybe. Just gonna not quite bend. We've seen that too, haven't we? Out to the little bit. You put a little bit of weight on these mats. They don't do a lot.
No, they tend to hold their line. But that was a good shot.
Marge is looking to consolidate and double up on that orange.
This is close. Just got bogged on the short blue, but we've seen that the head change. The potential shot for the opposition is different now, based on where that last bowl finished, and we might see Andrew changing to his forehand. You would think.
You
would think he would play his forehand here.
Brother David indicated to him to go to the backhand, and Andrew's still not sure, so I think he's
No,
going
the
forehand.
backhand's not on.
So
on the forehand he is. He'll be looking probably for Jack first here, won't he?
Absolutely. So if he's wide, he's got a chance of punting his third shot.
The reason the backhand shot wasn't on is because to get underneath the orange with the weight to get the other one, you would have had to play pretty heavy.
Yes.
So it becomes a risky bowl as a player. You look at it, you think, well, I can go underneath that orange and replace it, but if I'm slightly narrow, I'm now killing it. Whereas the end before, the shot before, if he was slightly narrow, he was training the jack back. Andrew made a good decision there to switch to his forehand.
Gary, I'm not sure Gary will be reaching the head either. He's going to be just in the way. Now that does leave him in a conundrum. So now his brother David is going, now Andrew, you're going down through there. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's made it slightly safer. On his backhand, Andrew Brunton, very close here.
Decent weight for the jack.
It's a good shot.
The jack.
That's a good shot. Played it well. And it was made safer by Gary's bowl, because it meant that if Andrew was tight with too much weight, he would have ricocheted off that last bowl of Gary. So a good bowl here or there by Andrew Brunton, and Gary's in a bit of strife now. It's a hard shot to draw on the uphill.
Good line. Was he in the quicksand? Is he in the quicksand?
Yeah, pulled up there. Be disappointed with that one. I think it's too blue. Yeah, that's what Marge Tari's just said.
Too blue.
Then we see another score to the Brunton and Brunton combination for them to lead 4-3 after 4 ends of the 10. It's beginning to look a bit blue, Simon.
It was. Like the skies in Blenheim.
Mostly it was very foggy this morning though, and I was not impressed with that. So our accommodation's only a 10-minute walk away from the hall, so we've been walking down every morning, and it's been quite nice to look around. Oh, exercise is probably a big word for it, Simon. It's been a walk.
Right.
And I have been enjoying the idea of the coffee at the end of the walk as well, I must say.
Absolutely.
Little vanilla shot.
So Glennis on the backhand on the downhill. Looks to be pretty good, a little bit narrow.
Lovely.
No, pretty good.
Nah, that's a lovely bowl.
Right
She's played pretty well this game, as Glennis. And we see Brunton called on her forehand here. Just be looking to get one past the head, and then brother and husband can knock the jack back towards it later on.
Not quite have the weight there to do what she was looking for, so Glennis will be just looking to pass the head, get her second bowl into the square. Anywhere in the square, it's good.
Absolutely. How's the weight here?
Good line for
It's
putting in,
coming
just
back. It's that
concerning
beautiful
weight.
track. Just falling that little bit short. Again, while we can see well, we can't see it anymore. Well, we could see in some of the branding and on the screen the Summerset Retirement Villages logo. Just again a huge thank you to them for their continued support of New Zealand Indoor Bowls. Much appreciated. It's difficult to get sponsorship and support of any kind in the world that we live in now, Simon,
Yes.
and they've been supporting New Zealand Indoor Bowls for a number of years now, and hopefully will continue to do so in the future. So I would encourage anyone who is listening in and looking at making that next step in life, moving to a more comfy place to live, to investigate Summerset Retirement Villages. They do a fantastic job. We're not quite there yet, Simon, but I'm sure that when we are, we will.
Alan Stallard isn't either. So Andrew's called David up to have a look at the head here. So he wants him to try and, because he's pretty much blocked that in the forehand, so he's trying to get David on his backhand underneath to try and sit the blue through to pass to where the jack is.
Yeah, we've got that ugly situation where there are literally no back bowls for blue here.
Good effort.
Yeah, good effort.
Very good effort. Just didn't quite pan out.
He got a good result if he's cut it down to one. He's got a good result if he's cut it down to one. So.
Yes. So this is the not the vicious swinging hand that as the other hand is. So Marge will just looking to work her way down the outside there and just trying to get past that blue. She's
very close.
She stays on. She's good. She may struggle to hang on the
Oh,
iron.
great effort. It's intriguing that we've got an end here on the downhill way where there are no bowls past the head.
Yes.
That's unusual. We haven't seen
Yeah.
that much happen this week.
No.
Maybe it's just a sign, post section is stressy because you know that if you lose this game, you're out of the event. Perhaps the players are just getting a little bit uptight.
I don't think too many of these players would have played on a live stream either, Alex, in front of the cameras. I don't know that we didn't have cameras last year, did we? We had a couple of cameras, not to this extent. So you're probably right. This is a new experience, and it is a bit. It is a bit of an imposition on the players. We've got tape down on the floor so that we can see what's going on. So there's a couple of new things there for the players to do. So yeah, you're probably right there, Simon. I think. So Andrew is just trying to promote one of the blues through the head again, trying to get position so he can afford to maybe tap the double orange. To get the jack back. He hasn't quite finished up where he would like. So Gary will be trying to again do the same scenario as what Andrew's trying, just get past the head.
How's this weight? This is very close here from Gary Hunt. That's a class bowl there.
It's a good bowl.
Great shot. And what that gives Gary is the opportunity to make a number for himself.
Yes.
Because the jack is getting locked onto that orange bowl. It's going straight back to her. If Andrew doesn't get one there now, Gary can play whatever hand he likes, really, and just fold that head out and get a 3 or a 4, which is sorely needed. They are only one down, but they haven't scored the last 3 ends.
So that probably won't come in
Andrew,
too much.
good result. But I still think Gary's shot's on, isn't it, Simon?
It is.
That nice weight, probably on his forehand, that nice swinging hand, because he can get either the orange that you can see at 3 o'clock, the orange that's touching the jack, or the blue that sits at 10 o'clock with the same weight. And you just, he's indicating it there. Just a little bit of movement. You sit with 2 or 3 shots. It's happy days.
Yes. And player of Gary's experience, so, as you say, will know how to play the shot.
Yeah, very, very good bowler is Gary. Hails from the Wakatani district area. They have their own hall, the Wakatani Indoor Bowling Association. Lovely hall, lovely floor. And has been playing for 20 or 30 years. Used to play Patterson for Bay of Plenty when he was available for rep bowls.
So coming down.
If it breaks, it's close. Just needs it to break. Any touch here at all.
Oh.
Well, he might have made 2. That's gutting to watch when you've let a bowl go and it's so close but so far away at the same time.
We might, Marge might get the umpire here. Or no, she'll be measuring because that looks like it's...
Backing herself to do the measuring. You can see Marge.
Well, I actually umpired a section yesterday in my bye, Alex, and I had to do a chalk bowl with 2 bowls like this.
How did that go for you, Simon?
Very scary. It's fair.
I always get frightened.
I think the bowler had to take out was like 4 mil away from the jack on one side and 3 mil away from the bowler had to take out on the other side, which had to chock.
It doesn't sound like much fun.
It was. I did apologise to the players just before I took it out, just in case.
That's the safest option there, but Marge is looking like she thinks she can... I don't understand what's happening.
Well, yeah. Not the conventional way of doing it, but I think we have called the umpire.
We've called an umpire. Good call. So hopefully what we'll see is the players removing the bowls that aren't in contention here.
This is Carl Hughes, I believe, from
Taranaki, yeah, he won the... he's quite a good bowler himself. He played in the academy match yesterday. In the men's 4, he was playing 3 for Wayne Baker. And what a great event that was as well, Simon. We had the academy and the Masters match played yesterday afternoon. And pleasantly surprised by the number of bowlers who took some time out of the day to come down and watch and support.
Absolutely. As we mentioned last night, it's quite a raucous event, which is good. The spectators are encouraged to enjoy themselves.
Interesting that we're not seeing a chock used here.
I am quite intrigued myself, actually.
But it must be that perhaps, I don't know.
We haven't got quite enough full vision.
I don't have an answer to this, but he'll have a reason. He'll have a reason for not chocking. Anyway, what a great event that was, Simon. And we saw the Southern Zone Masters.
So it's an orange. That means that's 2 orange. So that means the Hunt Guest Tare team now go to the front by 5 shots to 4 after 5 of the 10 ends.
Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. What was I saying? Oh, the Southern Zone Masters took out their event, and the Northern Academy took out their one. Oh.
So Glennis.
And yes, the score, you're correct, Simon, is now 5-4.
Thank you.
On the 6th end, on the upper way, and that's brilliant. It's exactly what they want.
Perfect bowl.
A bowl of foot past.
On the upper run. Now we had, a number of distracting articles that were being used last night.
Yes.
I know,
there was a cowbell. My favourite one was the person who blew a whistle.
The whistle?
And every player, I can tell you now, every player's heart jumped in their chest because they're like, wow.
It was only 20 minutes in, and they're like, oh my God, that can't be it.
Yeah, the 40 minutes felt like 20.
That was Terry Moffat, and his daughter Jess had 2 chickens.
2 chickens? Were
squeezed.
they alive or dead?
They were dead. They sound like they were very dying at the top when she pushed them.
Oh, fantastic. No, it's a great event, that one. And good to see the crowd get into it. There's the District Challenge coming up tonight as well, Simon, which is a wonderful event. It's a triples event with some special conditions of play attached to it. Is it a fours event? No, it's not.
It's a triples event where you
oh, there's 4 people.
There's 4 people where you rotate your team, so you start off in one position.
Thanks,
and
Simon.
Then you move from, say you start off at skip, you then are out.
Yeah.
And then the lead goes to 2, and 2 goes to skip. So
yeah, it's great fun, and players usually get very behind that concept. That'll be streamed on the New Zealand Bowls Facebook page as well, via Matside Productions, I believe.
Right.
It'll be a great night for all. So if you're in the Blenheim area, even if you're not playing bowls, come down to the Marlborough Club.
Club Marlborough, yes.
Or the Club Marlborough, yes. Lovely facility. And while we've been talking, we've seen a head develops of kind of here on the upper way. Marge on her forehand.
Marge, who actually in the book was designated down as playing lead, is actually playing 2.
Yeah, they must have had a change. You see that quite a bit happen in bowls. It's all down to form, really, and you can get so good at it, to be fair. So there's in triples teams, often there's players that are used to playing skip or lead or 2 or whatever. You play section play, and sometimes you just feel you might be lucky to have scraped through and that a change is needed, and that often happens. Set up a plant there. Oh, what a lovely shot that is on the crossover. Again, as we see Stadium 2000. And there's a plant, as I was saying, on those 2 oranges that were set up by that last bowl. Looks like Gary's going to play it as well. It looks just beautiful onto that blue. So on his backhand here, he's drawing around the plant, Simon. And he's done it well too. What a shot. Good bowl there from Gary Hunt.
From Gary.
may have got a bit excitable there.
I know you're a bit of a plant man, Alex. You're
Plants
horticulture.
Plants are a good time.
Yes.
Good thing about a plant is as long as you hit it, it works. It doesn't often matter where you hit the front one either, because it's just set nicely. So that's good for players like myself.
So Andrews nudges blue bowling probably for second shot.
Yeah, I'd
Or
say
looks
it's
from
second
here.
shot there, and surely we'll see Gary switch to his forehand now.
Yeah, so Gary, with the ball being past the jack, Gary's got every opportunity to sit inside the blue, grab a little bit of jack movement.
How's the ump?
A little bit,
Needs it to
a
hold.
little bit skinny, but good enough for two, I think.
Yeah, held up for two. Good shot there. Now does Andrew play the plant, Simon?
No.
It's a 3-bowl plant.
The answer is no, Alex.
Okay.
The answer is no. He'll be drawing.
Okay.
But
I just want to see plant. We'll have plenty of opportunity to see plants. I'm here for
Okay.
7 games. If I don't see a plant, I'll be gutted.
you'll be getting out there and planting trees off.
Yes, well, yeah, I was going to lead into that.
So he's using the square coming across.
I'll tell you a funny story in a second, Simon, but we'll just watch
Look
Andrew's
forward to
bowl come up the head.
He
What a
has
shot
got
there,
great
great
oh,
bowl.
he's unlucky. He's
Now he
unlucky.
can play the plant even more,
We could if he had any more balls.
but he doesn't, and he won't. So we see Orange score a point there. It brings the score to 6 points to 4 after 6 ends of the 10 that they are playing. And the worm has turned, hasn't it,
It
Simon?
has, yes.
We saw Orange, they scored the first end, and then we had 3 ends to blue. And we've had a couple of ends back to the Orange side. So I wonder, for them, they'll just want to continue that momentum.
Gary's team seems to have had the better of the ends the last 2 or 3 ends. Margin and Glennis have had more consistently bowls around the head. Again, it's a good start from Glennis. You happy with that?
No, I was going to tell you a story, Simon. I was
Yes.
playing outdoor bowls at Blockhouse Bay a number of years ago now against the Gainies, Dan and John Gainey.
Yes.
They used to play out of the Roscommon District's indoor bowling centre. Haven't played indoor for a couple of years, although we hope to see them back. And they were playing lead-in 2 for a player who shall remain nameless, but he was having a bit of a bad day. He was struggling, and we played them in the 3rd game of section play in the New Zealand Open, I think it was, and we were going quite well. We might have been 20 to 1 up or something ridiculous after about 12 or 13 ends, and there was a nice plant on, and the skip shouted down to Dan, "Shall I play that plant that's on?" And Dad said, and he screamed this for the entire green to hear, "Mate, you couldn't plant a tree, just draw." And it's always stuck with me. I found it highly amusing at the time, and I still do now. So thanks to Dan Gainey for that bit
Yes.
of bowls gold.
Great confidence in your skip.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. Now, while I've been talking, we've seen Guest play 2 brilliant lead bowls again. She's played particularly well. I'd say if I had to pick a player of the match,
Yes.
she's been the most consistent so far. And she's often put her bowls in that lovely catching position for the rest of the end as well.
A foot away in direction from the
Yeah.
jack is always good in triples, and she's been.
It's just
again,
beautiful
sweet up,
bowls,
yes.
really. You know, any skip, if you said to them that's what your 2 lead bowls are going to be every end, would be quite happy with that.
You take that, absolutely. So Andrew is asking Brother David on the back end, just trying to obviously improve the blue bowl up. We'll just come around it.
It's interesting how you can see the deliveries are similar between the brothers, isn't it?
Yes.
And you see that often in bowls. I suppose it vaguely makes sense, but often families have similar ticks and similar delivery
Yes.
styles to each other. You've got the Zenos from Hutt Valley, all have that unique foot in front of knee approach.
The stance is very unusual.
What was your father's delivery like, Simon?
He squatted, I believe, Alex. So he was at a bit of a. He's a long time ago now.
Is that similar to the Hunts? Was it influenced?
I don't really know. Look, honestly, Alex, I can't remember. It's that long ago.
Okay, they're cool.
It's that long ago. He passed away in '86, so that's a long time ago. You see, it's and just harking to that. It's the way a majority of players have got themselves in the game is through their parents. I was 13, I believe, at home. It's my mother's birthday. And my father had been playing bowls with my mother at a indoor bowling club in Lower Hutt, and asked Mum if she wanted to go to bowls. Mum said no. And I put my hand up because I was thinking I'll get out of homework.
Oh, fair call.
I'll go to bowl. Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds good. I'll get out of homework. So yeah, give that a crack, and have loved it ever since, and have been playing ever since. So that was in 1978, Alex.
1978, that's a while ago.
Yes, no, 70, no, a bit more, 77.
77.
So yeah, that was a wee while ago.
Oh, I'm glad that you decided to play.
Emma Luda was looking at me as if to say, "How old are you?" So,
Well, he was alive in 1977.
yes.
Oh, well, we've been talking. We saw Gary Hunt play an absolute bomb of a bowl on his backhand. Just looking like Orange has just the slight advantage here. Although Andrew Brunton,
absolute screamer here. That's definitely the shot. What
goodness gracious me, what a bowl. He was very pleased with that. He gave it a proper fist pump.
So Gary Hunt's got opportunities on his forehand. As you say, that little combination there looks pretty good. He wouldn't want to be too frisky with it though, because it looks like it is going through the gap.
Absolutely. I think we'll have to see Gary with that lovely weight control, so I'll be surprised if he overplays this. Would hate to be slightly wide and edge that back blue into second shot.
I don't think he's wide.
Close here.
Pretty good. Oh, that was the danger.
He was frisky.
That was the danger. He was frisky.
He was frisky. You called it well, Simon.
Yeah. It's unfortunately one of those ones where you just got to be careful. So that means now that the Brunton combination have hit the front after 7 of the 10 ends. They now lead 7-6.
This has been a yo-yoing game of bowls, this one, Simon. I don't think either team has dominated even. I think with that kill, we should see all 10 ends played.
I think so.
But we did have that measure as well at the start.
That was sort of.
He didn't waste any time chalking it, so that might not be a.
No, he didn't.
Might not be a problem.
So on the uphill there, we've got Yvonne might be quite happy with that. First up, so Glennis, we have found Glennis has been
playing lovely bowls this game.
He's been the one that's been more consistent, and as such, he's throwing a short one.
How's that for a commentator's curse?
Commentator's curse, exactly. So Yvonne just looking to be behind the jack.
On her forehand. Looks like they're from the Marylands Indoor Bowling Club.
They are indeed.
Based on their shirts in the North Taranaki region.
And a very good shot there. That's great bowl.
Great bowl there.
That's fantastic. So Glennis will be forced to change her hand to go on the forehand as well. Again, she doesn't really have to get shot. She'd just be looking to get the bowl past the jack.
For sure. Have you done much sightseeing this Nationals, Simon, or people in your
Not a lot, Alex. I've been commentating a fair bit of the time.
Yes, that's true. It's a fair point. But I know some people. Blenheim's a beautiful region. Marlborough's a beautiful region.
I believe the wineries have been visited by quite a few, judging from some of the pictures we've seen.
Yeah. It's one of the cool things about the Nationals is that we're not just here for the bowls. No. We're here to have a holiday in the local region. I would say would see the best part of $1 million pumped in Absolutely. Every year wherever we decide to go.
And I think there's like riverboat cruises you can go on as well. Sounds quite exciting.
Marge wants the weight here. She needs to run out just that little bit short, that frustrating foot short.
So this is probably the best head that Blue has had for a wee while.
For some time, yeah, and that's off the back of that brilliant bowl. Remember that end was looking all orange and Andrew Brunton played a bomb and Gary Hunt unfortunately killed it. He wasn't unlucky to kill it. It was one of the risks there, but he gave his bowl a pretty good chance and he'll be feeling disappointed in himself for that kill, I think. He will have known that the danger was there.
So Marge, again, just trying to get past her orange or get to her orange just to put her into a better position for Gary to work with.
Yeah, and if she does land on the back of the orange that she's put in, she could lock it in, which is good because it changes.
Here it comes.
That's a great shot. Great bowl there from Marge Tari.
Good shot.
And that angle there, you can see the New Zealand Bowls logo, the Marlborough logo, or the Marlborough sheet, sorry, and the Summerset Retirement Villages one, the 3 supporters of this championship.
So Andrew on this backhand.
He'll be wriggling through that split.
So trying to sort of work his way, you say.
He's really wriggling through that split. that's an aggressive bowl from Andrew Brunton. Got away with that one.
No damage.
Unless he's one down, in which case, fair enough.
He looks to be one down, you think?
No, that makes that weight make more sense, I think.
Yes. So Gary will be trying to just, again, work his way, just drawing through that port rather than...
This is super close if he's got the weight.
I think he's a bit narrow, Alex. He's Ted. Bit of both.
Right, what are we thinking?
Well, what about your plant? No.
Let's not go crazy, Simon.
All right. So Andrew will be not quite as much weight as last time because that will draw in there and secure the head a bit, but he's going right
Using
out,
all of
right
a square.
Right out to the box.
This will swing viciously at the end. Turns out, swung viciously at Zahid. Nowhere near the weight there for that bowl. Just forgot that it was uphill.
Interesting here. You would think from this angle it does look to be an orange. Which
Yeah.
would be
Gary can just draw that on his forehand.
shouldn't be any danger really through there.
You can do slightly wide. If you get a feather off that outside blue, you might get a good result.
Yes.
Take the 1, be 7-all going into the 9th end, and happy with that, I would think.
He's on his forehand.
I don't think that one's quite going to make it,
Simon.
Simon.
You grasp that battle. So
Fair call.
We think it's an orange.
Yes.
It is. Yvonne Brunton is standing back, so it must be one orange. So that makes us 7-all, and we have played 8 ends. We're on the 9th end, the penultimate end here.
Yeah, potentially the second to last end of this game, although we forgot to keep the time. How long have we been running for? That would be a good question.
So
cool. So it'll either be the last end or it won't be Simon, but
exactly.
It's all square.
And a good starter, very good starter from Glenns.
And a great starter there again from Linus Guest. Beautiful bowls this game. It's on the nice downhill way. It's actually quite a nice mat in this area of the floor.
It doesn't seem to be as quite vicious as it has been, because they did change it.
Yeah, we've moved it about 4 feet towards the commentary desk, so the up or downhill has probably been negated a bit by that. There is excitement in the bleachers.
That's the Newland RSA team, I believe. Stu Liddell and Sue Liddell.
So we see, obviously haven't had enough coffee. Glennis on her backhand, just filling up level with the jack.
So Yvonne would really be hoping to get right to the jack this time.
How's this one?
Going to swing a bit, but
good shot.
Pretty good.
It has been an evenly contested game, I must say, this one, Simon, which is probably, I suppose, why it's 7-all on the 9th end.
It's been good bowls all round. It hasn't been like super duper touches every bowl, but it's been good competitive heads. Yeah,
it's been one of those games that is I think whichever team ends up losing this will feel a bit upset at losing it. It's been well contested. They've been playing a similar level to each other, so it's been a well contested game, and some big bowls at big times from both skips have made a difference.
It looks like a blue. It looks like blue from my angle here.
Andrew Brunton's called his 2 up to the head. You don't see this very often in triples. Usually triples is a game where there's, we don't have that many bowls on the head to start off with, so the shot selection is quite simple. But when you're getting near the very end of a game, it's all square. Andrew might just want his brother's input, or just get him to have a look at the head. Sometimes you want them to see how far away the jack is from a bowl.
I think that's the thing. He wants to make sure he doesn't want to overplay a bowl, and the last thing you need at this stage is to be killing it.
I've just noticed that him and his brother and his wife are all share exactly the same looking kneeler, Simon.
Really?
They've got a team kneeler by the looks. Well, it's not the one kneeler, it's 3. But they're all that sort of, they look like a woolen kneeler, I would say.
Andrew just tapped his watch and looked at Yvonne, and she said, is it time? Going to be time, so.
And Gary calling his 2 up to the head. So I would infer from this that both skips know this is the last end.
Right.
And have decided they may as well take their time.
So we're reading between the lines, Alex, but...
if I was to try and read into the situation, I'd say the skips are going, look, it's going to be the last end of bowls we play. We're all square. It's post-section. We may as well take our time now.
So Marge is on the forehand, so she's probably looking to come just either round the blue or just touch the blue.
Let it go with a bit of something.
Looked a bit...
This is real close here. What a beautiful bowl there from Marge Tari. Great shot. The only negative to that is she's now locked the jack in. So the North Taranaki team if they wanted to play with more weight, can afford to do so, because it's unlikely to kill. Even if Brunton is narrow onto that front blue that's at 12 o'clock, there's a chance the jack could squeeze out to our left to where that blue is sitting.
Exactly.
He's not played
He's
with
not
that weight.
playing with,
If he's got perfect weight, it doesn't matter.
and there goes the whistle, so we're on the last end.
Great
So
try.
again, that loosens that up a little bit.
Yeah, he will have got away with it if that bowl, that orange bowl that you can see sitting at 5 o'clock on your screen, if that was the shot. He's it's worked out brilliantly.
Yes. So Gary's opportunity for Gary, he's just got to take his green, drift down there, onto the jack. Game over.
Absolutely.
Easier said than done, of course, but that's the theory.
It's much easier said than done, and it's very easy to say. Got Gary on the back end here. He's let it go. That's a start. As we see it, he needs it to come back. He's taken a high line, taken a very high line for that shot. Beautiful weight.
Well,
Yeah, see, look,
the
we're
weight is-
sharing the same sort of kneeler, Simon.
oh, very good, Alex. You're very observant young man.
Let's not go too
So
far.
no, Andrew is playing with a lot more weight than his brother.
He is not
he's
frightened.
Well, interesting. Does it still look blue or is it orange?
It's got to be a blue. It's got to be a blue there, and I think Gary has to be on his back end. Maybe a foot more weight than what he has had, but through that gap, you want to get the blue on the corner of the square first, don't you, Simon?
You do. Sit back, you fold that. Say, fold your shot ball back onto the jack, and there's two oranges sitting there waiting for you.
Huge bowl here
Here we
from
go.
Gary Hunt coming up on his back end, visualising the result. He's let it go. It's a better line than his last one. It's down to his... Oh, he needs it to break. He needs it to come back. That's gutting.
Well, interesting here because it's not a fait accompli, obviously, Alex.
Maybe it's an orange. Brunton and Brunton just circling each other on the head.
I have from previous experience, Alex.
Yes.
These they can look quite deceptive. These the density of the oranges.
Just asking the lead to confirm.
So whether does the hand come out?
So I think
Or
we'll
not.
see.
The bowl not played, so he thinks yes, and Gary's conceded, thinks yes, it is a blue. So Marge is on the head having a look.
Are we going to see? I want to see an umpire. I think we should call the umpire back. They're clearing the head, asking him to measure it. Can you imagine the scenes if it's actually 1 to orange here, Simon?
Yes, we can.
That's something that would haunt your nightmares.
As an umpire,
Yes,
as an umpire, this is good because he's measuring the flat bowl first.
absolutely. It's
So
the one that's least likely to
for
do
tho-
anything.
Yeah, for those who are uninitiated, if you've got to measure between a flat bowl and standing up bowl, you can scratch your measure down the flat bowl because it's not going to move, and you get the best, firmest guide of what's the shot is.
Absolutely.
Here we go round to the orange. And
Is he going to check the
go
other orange?
through, straight through. One down, no, one blue. Good eyes from everybody in the blue team.
So congratulations to Brunton and Brunton for that win. It was a good game to start
It
us
was a
off
good
on
game,
the
yes.
on the broadcast, Matt, Simon, an 8-7 win to Brunton and Brunton. Don't go away though if you're watching. You've got about, I reckon, 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be back with a last 16 match of the Open Triples. But until then, goodbye and enjoy your cup of tea.
Today we're making new friends. We're building a community. And we're still doing all the things we love. We're getting the most out of every day. One day we'll rest, but not today.